On April the 29th, I told the Minister of the Attorney General's secretary I needed a hold put on the pre-bargain again. She said she would pass on my message. So on April the 30th, I phoned again, and she told me that Madeline Miller was not in charge of the Crown Attorney. I asked what she was in charge of. She just said she was very busy. Doing what? I've been phoning since April the 15th and never talked to her. I told the secretary, whose name is Marilyn, same as the minister. Why didn't you tell me this on April 15th? She would not answer me. These people need to be fired. So on May the 5th, we went to court. We were in an office with Catherine, the homicide detectives, and they tried to convince us Murder 2 was a good deal. We did not agree. I said he asked O'Connor to help him murder Dustin. He stabbed Dustin in the throat on the trail, then left, came back, saw him on the highway, climbed the fence, and attacked him, stabbing him 68 times. First-degree murder, you have to plan it. How could this not be first-degree murder? He also told O'Connor and 2 other friends he killed Dustin, and Catherine still would not go for murder 1. She said because he was only 18 at the time, that one of the jury members might feel sorry for him. He looks like a monster. He has to be 6'2" and 270 pounds. Dustin was 5'7" and 130 pounds. The animal's lawyer is Charles Spaghetto, and he asked for 10 years, then he is eligible for parole, and Catherine asked for 18 before he is eligible. This is not justice. I need all the civilized Canadians to let their politicians know this is injustice for the victims and our loved ones. We need to give them at least life, and life means life, no parole ever. Even the judge didn't comment on the plea after the hearing what happened. I thought judges were supposed to judge, not just sit there enjoying their big fat paychecks. The judge didn't even ask where the first responders were when she was told the woman in the car phoned 911 right away when she saw Dustin with blood on his face. There were 4 911 calls that night. The judge didn't even ask where the police were. Dustin was found on the side of the road the next day. What about O'Connor? He knew what Drew planned to do and brought him clean clothes. Shouldn't he be charged with accessory to murder, or at least accessory after the fact? Drew Reed went to his house afterwards, and he had the knife under his couch. I'm not a lawyer, but I do know the difference between right and wrong, and there is something terribly wrong here. If they can get away with this to my family and my son Dustin, then they will be able to do this in justice to your family when a barbaric animal kills one of your loved ones. If we won't hang them, then they should never see the light of day again. My son will never get to see the light of day. Neither should they. As it goes for the animal's lawyer, Charles Spaghetto, he believes the animal should get 10 years and then be eligible for parole for what he did. I wonder what he would say if someone attacked him, stabbed him 65 times, then stopped, then asked him, is 10 years before parole a fair sentence for what I'm doing? You think he would agree? Sometimes you should put yourself in the victim's place, because one day you could be a victim. I'd just like to say to all the politicians out there, if you could bring justice to the victims, you would have our undying thanks. My son died in vain. The police failed in their job to save him and protect him. They were his only hope, and they let him die. The justice failed to do their job and bring the maximum sentence to the criminal. There was no help for the victims. They even made the court date on a Friday, when we work Friday to Sunday, and they knew this. I would like to know what we did wrong to get no respect or justice out of our legal system. We are accepting donations on my Facebook for anybody who would like to help out in getting justice for my son. My son is still here. He did nothing wrong. And this is John Podvaskus, Dustin's father. Thanks.